Hi everybody, my name is Rachel Coors and welcome to my discussion about Disney's live-action film, Beauty and the Beast. So this is their newest movie in a long lineup of live-action remakes that has so far included Alice in Wonderland, Cinderella, and The Jungle Book, just to name a few. I feel like as these live-actions have been happening, they've been getting better and better, and I feel like this film definitely follows that trend. Ask anyone that knows me, and they will say I love musicals and I love Disney. So this movie was right up my alley. It was a great blend of both the animation film and the smash Broadway musical meshed together, and it was great. So for anyone that's been living under a rock for the last however many years, I'm gonna give a quick summary of the movie. It starts with this selfish, unkind prince who denies entrance to his castle for this old lady based on her appearance. Turns out she's an enchantress, who then curses his castle and all his servants, and turns him into a beast. She says the only way to break the curse is for him to learn to love and be loved in return. Next we meet the headstrong, spirited village girl, Belle. She ends up finding the beast's castle when her father gets imprisoned there for trying to steal a rose. She ends up trading her life for his, and must now live in the castle with the beast. So with the help of all his household servants, she goes on this journey to try to draw the beast out of his isolation. For me, this film did a great job in filling in story holes that I felt the original animation had. I loved this more complete storyline, that it answered questions I'd always had. Like, for example, in the first one, why did the village just randomly forget that there was a castle with a beast in it right down the road, Within the first 5 or 10 minutes of this film, we find out that that was part of the enchantress's curse, and that, she wiped the minds of the villagers so they didn't remember. You also have more of a backstory for Belle and the Beast, which I really enjoyed. We find out what happened to her mother, and kind of why the Beast ended up the way he was, with his mom dying, and his father just, not treating him very well. It was also more of an updated story, I felt like. You show Belle teaching this young girl how to read while using her laundry invention. And then they show the villagers kind of bullying her by, saying you can't do this. And it really shows Belle's isolation from the village, which helps, I feel like, in the attraction that her and the Beast have. For me, there was definitely more of a mutual attraction in this film. The animation, I felt like it was more kind of this like pity love, or started that way at least. And this one, they both love books. And so that really helps them with their bonding, and I feel like there was more chemistry there thanks to that. Overall, this movie had phenomenal costumes. The set design was so eye-capturing. The use of CGI was very well done. I didn't feel like it was too distracting or anything, and it, gave the world a magical feel. And the casting was amazing. To start, we have Emma Watson as Belle. For me, honestly, she was kind of the weak point of the movie. I don't know if it's just because I will always see her as Hermione Granger, but I saw it definitely as like Emma Watson playing Belle, not her becoming Belle the character. Also, her singing was okay, but she's not going to be, starring in any Broadway musicals. Dan Stevens as the Beast was great. You could really feel the emotion behind his acting, and I've really enjoyed his portrayal of the Beast. Kevin Kline as the father, great choice. I love kind of what they did with the father in this one, kind of gave him that artistic. He didn't seem as, loopy as the first one, or goofy in a way. For Lumiere, who is one of my favorite characters in the animation, you had Ewan McGregor, you had Ian McKellen as Cogsworth, and Emma Thompson as Mrs. Potts. For me, Angela Lansbury will always be Mrs. Potts, but Emma Thompson did a good job as well. The highlight for me with the cast was definitely Luke Evans as Gaston, and Josh Gad as his sidekick, LeFou. But definitely Gaston. Luke Evans really showcases his background in Broadway and musical theater. I could have watched a whole movie of just Gaston, honestly. He has that arrogant, macho villain thing going on where you love to hate him, hate to love him. It was great. He was born to play this role, honestly. The musical numbers in this film were so well choreographed and performed. I love the mix of your old classics with some newer performances to give it more of an updated feel. For you Broadway geeks out there like me, there's even some instrumental tunes in the background from the stage musical, such as Belle's home when she's led into her bedroom for the first time. Unlike the original, where my favorite number was Be Our Guest, for me, the highlight musical number of this performance is definitely Gaston. Loved the atmosphere, the sword play, and then honestly just Luke Evans, hands down, was fantastic, and he was born to play his role, like I said before. Like any old Disney movie, there's a lot of fun little Easter eggs throughout. They definitely kind of allude to other musicals, such as Sound of Music when Emma Watson's on top of a hill, and in Be Our Guest, Lumiere, spinning in some water, like in Singing in the Rain. But they're also hinting to the audience of future live-action films to come, such as Aladdin with the Sultan's Palace and multiple scenes, or during the fight scene when we'll call them the Three Musketeers get transformed into women with their dress, just like in Mulan. For this film, I definitely felt that Disney followed their typical formula. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They've had tons of success, obviously, with their animation film and the Broadway musical, so they did a great job of, kind of meshing it all together and still giving it its own fill with some more background stories and stuff like that. For me, this has been their best live-action remake so far, and it makes me super excited for what's to come next. So if you haven't seen this movie yet, I really suggest it. It's great, it's fun for everyone. Other than that, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye!